when you're willing, when you're willing to take the shots in your business, when you're willing to take the shots as they come, when you're willing for your bank account balance to go down because you are putting yourself first, you're investing in yourself, when you're willing to be the embodiment of the work that you're doing, you're ready to sell high ticket coaching. Hello, beautiful, and welcome to Asking for the High Ticket Sales. One of the things that I remind women of every single day in the Prosperous Womb, and even my friends, my colleagues, you, me, all of us, is that we are not a bill. We are not $100,000 bill. Your client is not a $100,000 bill. Your coaching is not a $150,000 bill. You are an investment. And everything that you learn, everything that you experience makes that investment worthy. Everything that you go through, all of life's journey, all the skills, all the training makes what you, makes your offer, makes your entire life an investment. The challenge I see when it comes to selling peacefully, when it comes to selling calmly, is that the coaching industry has taught us that we are becoming the embodiment of the amount of money we make. So I want 7-figure months. I want 7-figure this. And people actually call themselves that, the 7-figure coach, the woman who has made 7 figures. When your millions of dollars become the least interesting thing about you, you are going to attract your best fit, high ticket coaching client. When clients come into the Prosperous Womb, they say to me, some of them are making 7 figures, some of them are making $5 million a year, some $1 million a year, some have made their first $1 million month, others are making 50,000, 500,000, whatever it is they're making. I always remind them that to work in the Prosperous Womb, to be in your divinity and become the embodiment of who God says you are, the embodiment of the service that you share with people, and not becoming the bill, you need to make money, the millions or whatever it is, the least interesting thing about you. It's the thing that we don't even talk about. If you're going to be a God-made woman millionaire in the Prosperous Womb, you're going to make millionaire. Your bank account is none of my business. I could care less. But who you are being and who God says you are, remembering that divinity and showing up in that embodiment of who God says you are, is what's going to attract your client to you, not because you're making 7 figures. And so we have, in the coaching industry, people have been trained to ask for the sale based on how much money they've made in the past. It's like, wait a minute. What does how much money you're making have to do with your client losing 100 pounds? Have to do with your client and her husband having a powerful conversation together and reclaiming their marriage and building their marriage, so they don't have to go through a divorce? How does your 7 figures support that woman who's had an eating disorder for 10 years and now wants to balance her hormones for the first time so she can have a healthy pregnancy and a healthy baby? Your millions are the least interesting part of asking for the sale. When you love what you do, when you sell the thing that you're good at, that you're mastery at, that you love doing, and not make it based on how much money people have in their bank account and choose to spend with you, then you are not a bill. You are an investment. The work God is doing through you becomes an investment for your clients, and they feel that energy. Asking for the sale becomes challenging and complicated when we decide that we want money to shape our lives. It's the thing that you're doing, the work that you're doing, the assignment God has called you to. Is that shaping your life? Does that shape your business? Or does money shape your business? Are you willing to take the shots, to invest in yourself, to learn so you can go deeper in your service and your mastery? That could be training, that could be learning, that could be a degree, a certificate, whatever it is, that could be coaching, whatever it is for you. Are you willing to set yourself up for massive victory where you have joy? The real ROI of the work that we do, the real ROI that our clients get is not the money. For my clients, they make 7 figures, they make 6 figures, they make whatever it is. I'm a business coach, so that's what we focus on. If your client is coming to you because they want to lose weight, whatever your client is coming to you for, the real ROI is not that. It's the confidence that they get, the trust that they get, the bravery that they get to lose the weight, to stay in the marriage, to live the marriage, to do whatever it is that God has called them to do. That they get. That is the ROI. It's not the seven, for me, it's not the 7-figure months. I mean, that's the least interesting part of anything, because you can do anything to get 7-figure months. There's so many things. I can go be an attorney and do that. I can be a CPA and I can do that. So coaching is not the thing that makes me do that. There's so many things that we can do to make the money, but that is not the interesting thing. It's the logical thing. It's the least interesting thing. So when it comes to asking for the sale, focus on the clients who are attracted to the offer because it shapes their life, because it shapes their business, because it shapes their families, because it shapes their parenting, because it shapes their hormonal balance, because it shapes their pregnancies, and not because it's going to make them 7 figures a month. This goes especially for business coaches, okay? And then when you attract people who have the thing that's going to shape their life or their business or their parenting or who God says they are, those are the people that make it easier to work with, because they're the ones who raise their hands to ask for the sale. You don't have to convince them to buy, because they remember who they are, because of the energy that you're coming from, which is not money or how much money you've made. It is the happiness, the inner peace, the fulfillment, the transformation. That is what we focus on in the Prosperous Room, because when you come and sell from happiness, from inner peace, from joy, from shalom, from transformation, from the place, the window through which you see the world, and they get to get a different perspective shift because nobody has talked to them about this before. Oh my gosh, she sees my problem, my opportunity, my challenge this way. This is what I've been looking for. This is why XYZ has not worked. And now this is why B, C, or D is going to work, because of the way through which, the window through which she sees the world. And when you recognize that, your clients can see their own world through your window. And for the first time, it makes sense, not logic. They feel it in their bone, the energy of, I'm brave enough to step out in faith and do this thing. I'm strong enough to do the thing. I remember who God said I am. That's what the potent fire messaging is for. Not to convince people, not to make them feel wrong, not to make them buy. No. When you allow money, how much money you've made, your testimonials, when you allow yourself to be the least interesting part of your business, you allow the client to be the star, and she shows up to shine. And asking for the sale is the easiest, most simple, most beautiful part of your business, because that's when you get to serve at your deepest level and be all that God has called you to be in your business. Let me know how this lands for you.